Yet another mediocre live-action Disney remake. Pinocchio is a live-action adaptation of the classic Disney animated movie from 1940, and this one stars Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, Tom Hanks, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Cynthia Erivo. It of course tells the story of a living puppet who, with the help of a cricket as his conscience, must prove himself worthy to become a real boy. I want to preface with this: I did not grow up with the original Pinocchio movie. I had seen bits and pieces of it before, but I just watched it for the first time fully just this past week leading up to this movie. And I think that movie is fine. I get why people love it. It's not one of my personal favorites. So going into Pinocchio, this one I wasn't really excited for it, but I figured I would check it out because it has a really stacked cast and it's a Disney movie. It looked nice visually. And Pinocchio does look nice visually, but it is a fairly lifeless remake of the classic story. A big thing that I appreciated about Pinocchio, and I'm not just going to crap on this movie because I don't think it's necessarily horrible. It is one of the lesser live-action remakes. But look, what I appreciated about it is it's not a shot-for-shot remake like The Lion King. That's a good thing. They add a subplot with Pinocchio and he actually gains a new friend who is also a wooden puppet. That was nice to see, but everything else in the story is pretty similar. There are even scenes that are taken from the original movie, which makes sense. It's like a little nod to the fans of the original. I think the cast is good. You have Tom Hanks, the legendary actor, playing Geppetto. He's good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is nearly unrecognizable as a cricket. I know that sounds funny, but his voice, I really couldn't even tell it was him. I had to actually second guess myself and be like, is that really him? And then Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, who plays Pinocchio. He is pretty good as a titular character. I don't have much complaints with him. I think he delivered a solid voice performance. And for the little screen time that Cynthia Erivo does have, she is pretty solid. And like I said, visually, it's a good looking movie, but it is a little off and on at times. Some of the CGI and the visual effects, it looks pretty nice. I think Robert Zemeckis does a well enough job at directing the movie, but some of the visual effects are fairly off and on. At times they'll look great, at other times they'll look almost unfinished. I found that it just depends on whatever animal or creature you're looking at, because the cat did not look good. Jiminy Cricket looked really good. I found that interesting, the parallel between something looking really good and something not looking good, and maybe they put more time into one of the creatures and not the other one. I don't really know. That's kind of where all my positive to mixed thoughts on it end. Because as I alluded to earlier, I wasn't necessarily a fan of this movie. It just feels lifeless and hollow. Wooden, if you will. I had the same complaint with the original movie, but I think the story is all over the place. I'm going to Pleasure Island, and by the way, this one is a little more lighter in tone. I know that original movie can get dark. This one, I didn't really feel that though. But you have Pleasure Island, you have Pinocchio going to school, you have the two characters trying to kidnap him, and then him kind of being in the circus. But then Pinocchio and Geppetto being stuck in like a big sea creature, it's wild. Speaking of Pinocchio and Geppetto, I really wish there was a more connection to their relationship. I wish it was established a little bit more, evaluated on a little bit more. Even if we didn't get that, I would have preferred, and this is actually what I was hoping to see in this movie, is some more backstory to Geppetto. If the movie opened up with Geppetto's backstory, I feel like you could have had something pretty cool there. Because he references his other son and his previous wife. Maybe one time, and that's it, and then he just has the relationship with Pinocchio. I think you could have made a really solid character out of Geppetto if you established more at the beginning. Just created a bigger arc for him. I think it could have tugged on the heartstrings, and even if the movie was still not the greatest, I think that would have been a shining point in it. So overall, Pinocchio, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. If you are a fan of the original, you'll probably get a kick out of this one just because you might be revisiting your childhood or whatnot. It gives a couple nods to fans of the original or just Disney fans in general, because there's one scene in particular that has a crazy amount of Disney Easter eggs. It's a little self-indulgent almost. Hey, it's not really a shot-for-shot remake, I'll give it credit for that. Zemeckis does a fine enough job, the cast is good. Other than that, it's lifeless. Could have done a lot more with the writing, and in the end, it's just kind of passable. I'm gonna give Pinocchio a C. In terms of what do I like better, the original or this one, it's like a tie. It's like a neck and neck tie because I think both these movies are fine. But if you have seen this new Pinocchio, let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. If you liked it, if you didn't like it like me, let me know all that and more down below. And thank you so much for watching this review, and if you did enjoy, consider giving it a like as well as subscribing to the channel, as well as hitting that notification bell to get notified whenever new videos like this go live. Look forward to my coverage of D23 this weekend, as well as a bunch more videos coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.